fans continue to discuss the Squid Game, wondering how the series will end. To date, many theories have emerged about VIPs, the fate of Ki Hoon, upcoming spin-offs, and the frontman of future games. Today, we'll look at the most common speculation about the third season of Squid, as well as everything we know about the continuation of the franchise after the end of the main series. Make yourself comfortable, because it will be interesting. Let's start with one of the most talked about new games, which was shown in the finale of the second season. In the post-credits scene, the famous Young Hee doll, who is watching over the participants in the red light, green light game, is joined by a boy doll named Chol Soo. Series director Hwang Dong-hyuk said he wanted to set the stage for the most exciting event of the third season. Fans speculate that the new game may be based on the children's song Jack and Jill. According to this version, players must act in teams to reach the top of the mountain, and every wrong move by one of the participants will have consequences for the entire group. However, some disagree with this version. The fact is that all previous seasons of the challenges were inspired by traditional Korean children's games, and the song about Jack and Jill was written in English, which raises doubts that the authors decided to use a foreign context instead of staying true to the cultural roots of the series. Thus, the option with a new difficult version of the game, red light, green light, seems more suitable. However, we may be deceived and the authors have prepared a completely different solution. For example, they decided to adapt the so-called trolley problem into a game. If you look closely at the same scene in the middle of the credits, all the frames have different lighting. This suggests that we were shown not one game, but several. The light signal, that means the start of the games, resembles railroad crossing signals, which gave rise to the theory that the new game will be based on the trolley problem. For understanding, this is a hypothetical experiment that studies moral and ethical dilemmas. Its essence is as follows. An uncontrolled trolley moves along the rails on the path of which there are several people. You can switch the switch, directing the trolley to another track, where only one person will die. The question is whether you switch the switch to save more lives or watch them die. Naturally, Ki Hoon will be forced to make this choice, because it fits perfectly with the philosophy of the series. Since the beginning of the series, fans have been actively discussing the theory that Ki Hoon will become the main character in the third season. However, now it is likely that the Squid Game is already known for its dark plot twists and difficult moral dilemmas, so Ki Hoon's fate is one of the most exciting moments of the finale. In the first season, we saw the main character as a desperate man who got into the cruel world of games, but he retained his humanity despite all the difficulties and even tried to protect those who were close to him. At the beginning of the second season, Ki Hoon took on a mission to destroy the games and save all the participants. However, after the failure of the rebellion and the death of a close friend, his strategy begins to deviate greatly from the heroic one, and this event becomes an important moment that forces him to make controversial decisions. The second season also reveals the identity of the main character, who as a former player uses his knowledge and experience to convince Ki Hoon that the games provide participants with a fair chance to change their lives. Ho won by trying to save his pregnant wife, but despite winning, he lost her. This reinforces his belief that the games represent the only option for those who desperately need his help. However, the Season 2 finale shows how much Ki Hoon is willing to go after his goal when the players are divided between those who want to quit and those who are willing to continue playing. Instead of trying to save those who want to quit, he decides to use his strategy to organize a rebellion. His plan seems reasonable: hide, wait for the guards, and steal their weapons. But in the process, many innocent participants die, including those who just wanted to leave the games. Ki Hoon no longer thinks about the lives of these people. For him, these are inevitable sacrifices for the sake of fighting the system. Both characters begin to believe that sacrifices are acceptable to achieve a higher goal, with Ho justifying the game by saying that he can help people, despite the fact that some players died. Ki Hoon also begins to justify sacrifices and gradually adopts the same philosophy, making their paths similar. Even if he still thinks he is fighting against the system, he is already following its rules. This paradox will become the basis for his transformation next season, as he gets closer to accepting the role of the new host. One of the most discussed theories is that the VIPs were not in the second season because they were among the players. For example, player number 100 could have been disguised as a VIP. His confident manner and the way he shrugs off the 70 million when he won, which he calls insignificant, indicate his connection to the world of the rich and powerful. Fans believe he may have ended up in the debt hole after losing huge amounts of money as a VIP betting on contestants, or simply joining the games for the thrill of it, believing his status would keep him safe given his $10 billion debt. During the second season, he encourages players to continue playing, while In-ho discourages them along with Ki Hoon. Also, player 100's number is the opposite of the game creator's number, pretending to be player 001. And the post-credits scene of Season 2, in which player 100 appears, only adds to the interest in his role, hinting at the importance of future events. Another disguised VIP is player number 125. The timid Park Min-soon may be the VIP in the Deer Mask from Season 1. His weak character was revealed when he betrayed his girlfriend under pressure, which drove him to despair. The main argument in favor of this theory is the similarity of the actors' names. Lee David played Min-soon, and the third VIP was played by David Lee, although this could be a coincidence. The theory is intriguing, hinting that Min-sun may have dealings with the organizers of the games, adding even more intrigue to the story. In the second season, the fate of player 246 also remains a mystery. In the finale, his supposed death was not shown, and the scene cuts away when a guard approaches him. This led to the idea that guard No Yul could have saved him, whose history is full of tragedies. She is a North Korean deserter who lost her daughter, so she is forced to work for the games to find her child. She previously saw player 246 taking care of his sick daughter and sympathized with him. It is possible that she faked his death to help him escape. If this theory is true, they could become a strong emotional line that challenges the system in Season 3. Their united struggle will be a symbol of hope for humanity, even in a cruel world. Of course, there are still many interesting fan theories, for example, that Il-nam is In-ho's father. However, this is far from all that is currently being discussed among fans, so be sure to write in the comments what other theories about the third season you have heard. In a recent interview, Hwang Dong-hyuk suggested that the franchise could get a second installment. He even suggested that one of the projects could focus on the lives of the masked guards, though the motives for this are unknown. In the second season, No Yul's story was a surprise revelation. Initially, we assumed that she would be one of the players, but we eventually learned about the secrets of the guards. This storyline lifts the veil of mystery on the most mysterious part of the games, namely the masked men. So it is not surprising that Hwang Dong-hyuk mentioned that he himself would like to make a spin-off about them. However, for now, these are just plans. The director is currently focused on finishing the main series. While David Fincher is working on the English-language adaptation of the series, the acclaimed director will begin work on the American adaptation in the coming months. The idea he has developed will be the first scripted spin-off of the franchise set in the United States. This, of course, implies a certain risk. The original from South Korea is already considered a standard of the genre due to its sharp social satire, tense atmosphere, and touching storylines that have attracted millions of viewers around the world. In order to not get lost in the background of the original and offer something unique, a Hollywood film must put in a lot of effort. At the moment, there are no known direct connections to the story of Ki Hoon. It is not surprising that the Squid Game continues to evolve, given its popularity. We will be expecting the first details and photos from the filming soon. That's all for today, friends. See you in new videos soon.